So this lecture we are dealing with the measurement of that rate of flow of your fluids. So whenever fluids are used in process, it is necessary to measure what the rate at which fluid is flowing through the pipe, tube, water measure for the optimization of what process parameters in chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, what it may be. Okay, why it is important? Just we have to determine at which rate this fluid can be flow throughout your instruments, throughout that pipes, tubes, water maybe, so that we can improve, we can optimize that process parameters. Okay, so within that specified, within that very lesser point, within that very lesser cost, we can utilize, we can go for the formulation. So these are the general use of that measurement. So considering that measurement methods, generally there are the three types of that. Measurement methods: direct weighing, okay, hydrodynamic, and the direct displacement. Just so by considering with that, when we are dealing with the direct weighing method or that measuring method, in that we can directly go for that measurement of your fluids which can be moved from your point 1 to the point 2. Okay, so this is related with the direct. When we go for these hydrodynamic methods, in that we are dealing with the just concentrations with your manometer, by concentration with your pressure drop, head drop, we can go for that measurement, right? So this is related with this hydrodynamic method. Second next one, we are dealing with this direct displacement method. In that there is a displacement of that some that obstacle, some points which can be added into your instruments, and due to that displacements we can measure how, what is the. So in that first one we are dealing with the direct displacement method. So as we know, when we are dealing with this direct displacement method, your liquid or that fluid which can be flow through that pipe, tubes, or maybe is collected with that other point for the specified period, a specified time at any point, and we can directly go for that weight or that measure considering the fluids. Okay, so in that when we are dealing with this rate of flow can be determined easily. Okay, so in that generally we can go for this liquid or that fluid as solids only. You cannot go for that gaseous by using this direct displacement method. Okay, so this is the simple method. Just we are dealing with this specified time, specified period through which we can go for the movement of your liquid, flow of your liquid, and at another end, at another point, we can be directly weighed or that measure considering the volume densities of your liquids. Okay, this is related with your first type, that is directly weighing method or the directly measuring method. Okay, weighing means what? We can go for the mass, and measuring means means what? We can go for what? Volume. Got this? Second one, when we are dealing with this hydrodynamic method, hydrodynamic measurement. In that, as you know, they are dealing with this orifice meter, venturometer, pivot meter, and the rotameter. Okay, so this is related. So in that first one, we are dealing with this orifice meter. This is simple constructions of that orifice meter. This is one tube. Okay, this is tube which is having that see, this is upstream, this is downstream, this is point A, this is point B. Okay, and this is one obstacles can be provided or can be given to your pipe, which can be simply called as the orifice plate. Okay, this is a manometer. What is the use of that manometer, students? Why we what we can determine by using this manometer? Pressure drop, delta P, right? So this manometer we are going to attach to, or we can assemble to your that tube, inserted with that tube, so we can easily find out the value of what? Pressure head or the delta P, delta H, what it may be. This is point A, point B. Your liquid can be flows from that point A to point B. We are giving that obstacles to your that stream by considering with this simple orifice meter. Okay, so see principle of that, how this orifice meter work. Orifice meter is what? Thin plate, as we seen into your that instrument. Okay, this is what? Just thin plate containing the narrow and the sharp aperture. Okay, see likewise, this is just one thin plate which can give you obstacles to your stream of your liquid. So they changes the velocity of your fluid stream inside your tube. Okay, so that there is a changes with the velocity and the pressure at point A considerably with the point B. Okay, so this changes is totally depends or totally due to what? That orifice meter, sorry, that thin plate which can be inserted inside your stream, inside it in your tube. Okay, so when a fluid stream is allowed to pass through the narrow constriction, so as we know, this plate is, sorry, this plate is having what? Narrow constriction. Okay, this is just flow of your liquid. As we have to insert that thin plate, we can destruct the flow pattern. Okay, as we know in your last lecture, we had gone through the energy losses, sudden enlargement, gradual enlargement, sudden constrictions, gradual constrictions. Okay, so here we are dealing with what? Narrow constrictions to your flow of fluids, and as there is the narrow constrictions, there is a formation of that eddies which can changes the velocity of your liquid. Okay, simply that is u1, this is the u2, that is velocity at point A, and this is the velocity at point B. Okay, and as we are dealing with the simply narrow constrictions to your the flow of fluids, or we are giving that specific narrow aperture, sharp aperture to that movement of your liquid, we can go forward, or there is simply changes with that velocity. Okay, when we are dealing with these narrow constrictions or that constriction losses, that value of u1 is the negligible considerable with the value of u2. Means here that velocity is the less as compared to the velocity of point B. So here means what? When we are giving this thin plate, when we are giving this what we can say that narrow constrictions to your flow of fluids, that velocity get increased when they passes towards the downstream from that upstream. Okay, so this result indicates what? When liquid stream is allowed to pass through these narrow constrictions, the velocity of fluid increases compared with that upstream. Right, means here the velocity is less as compared to that downstream process or that downstream flow. So this results in the decrease in what? Pressure drop, and this difference in the pressure may be measured or that recorded by what? Manometer. Okay, so this is the simply use of that manometer, which can be simply used to measure what? Pressure drop, pressure difference due to the changes with that velocity from point A to point B, which can be simply measured by using that manometer. Right, at point A velocity decreases, at point B velocity get what? Increases due to the narrow constrictions, and as this velocity changes, there should be the occurrence of what? Pressure drop. Means simply pressure at point 1 is get increased as compared to the pressure at point B due to the increasing the velocities. Right, got this point? So this is related with your orifice meter. So this pressure drop we can easily record it over your manometer by considering the value of this delta P by, or considering the simply changes with the height of your fluids inside your manometer. Okay, so this velocity of that fluid at thin constrictions we can simply by using, or we can find out by using these equations, that is u0, that is velocity at point 1, c0 is the constant, then and 2g delta h. Okay, underscore. Okay, so this is the simply related towards the u0 is equal to c0 underscore 2g delta h. This delta h is the simply related toward the pressure drop, how much pressure drop should be occurred into the manometer due to the changes with that velocity by giving that thin obstructions or narrow constrictions towards what? Fluid movement, fluid flow. Okay, that is from upward to the downward directions, right? So we can derive these equations, how this u0 is equal to c0 underscore 2g delta g can be formed. Okay, So see, delta H is what? Simply difference in head can be measured by manometer, that is simply pressure head. C0 is the constant, U0 is what? Velocity at velocity of that fluid at the point of what? Orifice meter. That is at the point of orifice meter means when that is towards the upstream. That is towards what? A point, right? So see here, construction of that. It is simply considered as what? Thin plate containing what? Sharper aperture through which fluid can be flow. Normally it is placed in between these two long straight pipes. Okay. So for the present discussion, plate is introduced into the pipe and the manometer is connected at point A, and we had gone through these constructions. See, this is simply construction of your orifice meter. Thin plate is there. Okay. Then sharp aperture through which fluid can be flows. See here that fluid can be flows from that point A to point B, that is from upward directions towards the downward direction. Then normally it is placed in between these two long straight pipes. See, this is the straight pipe, this is what? Straight pipe. Okay. For present that place we are going to introduce what? That manometer. Okay, we have to insert it, that manometer. See, this is what? Manometer, which can be simply used to measure what? Pressure head or the pressure difference. This is simply construction of our orifice meter. Okay. So how it works? Already we discussed that one, how this velocity can be measured and how they go forward pressure drop. Okay. Already in our that constriction losses we had gone through what? That equations. Sorry. That delta H is equal to what that equation? See delta H is equal to Ku square 2G underscore divided by what? 2G. U square is the greater than U1, as here we are dealing with what? Simply we are giving what? Constructions to your stream. So the value of UA, that is average velocity at point 1, is very lesser, negligible as compared to what? U2. Means here simply speed of your liquid get increased, suddenly increases that speed. So value of U1 is very negligible, considerable with what? U2. So here also just we have to consider this U square. Okay. You have to consider this parameter, you have to consider this principle throughout the orifice meter, venturi meter. What happen when we go for that constrictions? Average velocity of your fluid get increases when they go through that narrow constrictions or that departures, whatever it may be, which can be inserted inside your tubes. Okay, a parameter we have to consider with that. So working orifice meter is referred as what? Variable head meter. Variable head meter means what? In that we are dealing with what? Pressure drop, pressure head. So it is called as what? Variable head meter. That is, they can be measure the variations in the pressure across fixed constriction placed into the flow of cloth. As we know, when we go through this measurement, when we go through this orifice meter, we are having that tubes, and into that tubes we are inserted what? Manometer. So this manometer is simply used to measure how much pressure changes takes place due to that measurement, due to that changes with your velocities. Okay, so this velocity head, average head, pressure head, we can easily find out by using this manometer. Okay, so when this fluid is allowed to pass through the orifice, the velocity of liquid at point B is what? Increases. As a result of at that point A, pressure will be increased. Right, got this point? When your fluid can be passes from the upward to downward, velocity get increases, and as velocity get increases, pressure head get decreases, or pressure get decreases with respect to that point upstream. Okay, means at point B velocity increases and pressure decreases, and at point 1 at point A velocity get decreases and pressure get what? Increases. Okay, got this point? So this is simple fundamental, this is simple principle when we go through the either orifice meter, venturi meter, or any that flow of fluids. Okay, velocity get increases when we are giving any obstacles to your stream. So with that downward directions, pressure get decreases. Okay, and in upward direction, velocity decreases and pressure get what? Increases. This is simply principles to measure your that flow rate of flow when we go for that any hydrodynamic instruments or that methods. Whether we can go for this orifice, venturi, or that PO2, what it may be. Okay, so here we have to consider these Bernoulli's equations. As already we have gone through the how we can determine this value of these Bernoulli's equations, or how this Bernoulli equation is derived. Okay, at that different point. So here also we have to consider that same. So as we know, when we are dealing with these Bernoulli's equations, it indicates what? That total energies is throughout the constant, or it is sum of all energies, and which should be constant throughout any point, whether we are dealing with the point A, point B, point C, what it may be. So here we can consider point A and point B. So the total energy should be your pressure energy, okay, then potential energies and the kinetic energy. Okay, so the pressure energy should be your, that is pressure at that point with respect to that V, okay, that is velocity. Then XA, here average velocity, say this is just, then 2g square, sorry 2g, this is what total energy at point A. Already this discussion, these points we had gone through what Bernoulli's equation last lecture. Okay, आपण बघितलं and you are very familiar with these terms. Okay, so this is just what we can say, revision of that, right, how this Bernoulli's equation should be considered. So at that point, as we know, when we are dealing with the conversion, or when we are dealing with the flow of fluid, total energy should be constant throughout that any point. So at point A and point B, this total energy should be constant. So your equation should be what? This one, okay, that is PA divided by rho A, that is pressure at that point A, and the velocity, density at that point A. This is the pressure energy, plus XA is what? Potential energy considerable with the height of your height of that point. Then this is the kinetic energy considerable with the flow of your fluid from that point 1 to point B, or point A to point B, whether we are dealing with application of any external sources or that, right? This Fa is simply considerable with what? Energy losses, and this plus W, sorry, minus F is what? Due to the what? Losses of your energy, and this plus W is due to what? When we go through this movement of your liquid, in that we are going to apply what? Extra pump, that is extra energy to your that stream. So additionally we are going to add that energy also, and this minus F is due to what? When we are dealing with this flow of your fluid, there may be the chances of what? Energy losses due to the friction of your liquid towards the side walls of that tube. So therefore we have to also consider this minus F. Okay, so this is the that energy at point 1, which is same as that of what? Energy at point B.